Hey folks, it's Rod with the Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Monday, it's November 11th. Happy Remembrance Day, happy Veterans Day, and happy birthday, Mom. It's my mom's birthday today. We take a moment today to remember all of those who fought to protect our freedoms, our countries, and we all live very privileged lives today. It's been a brutal day in the market, and especially in MJ. And again, today's a day to just remember that there's more to life than just money. And I know it's brutal when we're down 80, 90% in the sector. Some names were down another 30 to 40% today. MSOX was down, I think, 38% at the close. It's been brutal. It's almost as if someone took a flamethrower to the sector that's already burning. It's just been brutal. So a lot of people are calling it dead money for the next at least couple of years. Some are saying a few months. Some are saying a couple of years. Some are saying up to 4 years. I saw today. So I know it's brutal. I really don't think many people can stomach 70, 80 plus percent corrections in such a short period of time as well. And at the end of the day, I've seen so many of these pullbacks, 80, 90%. This has been one of the worst. I would say C19 was probably the absolute worst that I've ever seen. I've never seen, circuit breakers trip like that. I've never seen that much of a pullback in such a short period of time, but this is definitely right up there. And it's so hard too, right? Because everything's just popping off all-time highs, crypto, but we have that inverse correlation. When MJ's been doing well, crypto and big tech's kind of been pulling back. And then today, crypto and big tech doing phenomenal and MJ doing absolutely terrible. So that correlation is still very much alive and well. We're going to be talking about something else that could also add more fuel to this bear fire, to this destruction. Unfortunately, tax loss selling is another thing that we have to be prepared for. Before we get to it, make sure to smash like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And I also made a post on there today that, we need to be diversified, especially in a day like today. This is another reason why we have to really drive that point home. If you're just in MJ today, you want to pull your hair out if it's not already pulled, if you didn't already do it. But, what are your top 5 sectors investments? I put real estate, crypto, MJ, metals and miners, and then tech in terms of dollar value from largest to smallest. Today, my MJ portfolio got an absolute shit kicking, excuse my French, but it is what it is. We just have to be patient, right? Unless you think the sector or these companies are going to cease to exist, well, that's one thing. But I don't think that the sector is going anywhere. I think it's alive and well. And I think, we still have major momentum ahead of us and major reform in the US, which is the biggest and most important economy in the world. Also, I'll be interviewing Hugo Alves, CEO of Oxley, this Friday, November 15th. As a reminder, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. But unfortunately, dead money. It's possible, we could see a relief rally. I think we had a monthly bear flag on MSOS, which I'll bring up in just a moment. And that target looks to be in, or it could be in very, very soon. And we should see a massive relief rally. But if we do see a relief rally, toward the end of this month and then into December potentially, keep in mind that we could have even more selling pressure due to tax loss harvesting. So that would be at the end of December, right? So a lot of people locking in those losses and taking the loss and salvaging those, right? Harvesting those. So that could add more sell pressure. So it's not looking good, unfortunately, especially in a day like today. Like I said, when Bitcoin's just under 90K here at the moment, we came very close to hitting $90,000. And it's actually an hourly bull flag that confirmed, and the target on that is 93,000. So again, why do I bring this up? It's because, when crypto has been doing well, MJ has been doing bad, and today's crypto is doing very, very well in big tech, and MJ is doing very, very bad. So I think, this money is going to rotate eventually. We're going to see it rotate out of big tech and crypto. And just like in 2017, 2018, I think it'll be similarly played out. I think we're going to see, MJ go on one of the biggest bull runs ever, and then crypto will enter a multi-year bear market. Like I said, same thing that happened in 2018 when crypto topped out and then MJ went on a big run and Canada legalized. So that's the one thing that I can kind of hopefully give you some bit of reassurance here today and something to look forward to. And I also want to remind people that MJ Moment reported this: Trump's endorsement of Florida MJ legalization ballot measure failed to convince his supporters, the polls show. And one thing I want to remind everybody of is that when he wants something, he usually gets it. And he has been the best president for the stock market, hands down. It doesn't matter if you like him or hate him. That much is true. So the fact that, and he came out and look what happened to crypto ever since he's been backing it, right? It's been absolutely exploding, and he just keeps talking about it. And in this podcast with Lex Freeman, he talks about, MJ talks about psychedelics, and he mentioned that, Florida is doing it very well. He supports Amendment 3 legalization. Unfortunately, it didn't pass, but, that might give him even more kind of motivation to get it done at the congressional level, right? So he can work with Congress to get this done. And like I said, when he wants something, he usually gets it. And again, when he gets behind something, he said, the doctors have nothing but amazing things to say. And it's been amazing, and loves medical, loves safe banking, loves rescheduling. So I think this time is different. And this is just that last final capitulation before the end of the bear market. I think, it's hard to imagine how much lower we could go from here on some of these names. Is the bottom in it? It's possible that we go a little bit lower, especially with tax loss harvesting. But we did have a monthly bear flag on MSOS that confirmed. We had our high, low, lower high, anything under the 0.32 fib there at 806 was a potential monthly bear flag. And then once we lost 599, that confirmed the monthly bear flag, and you take your measured move there from the high to the low and you move it out to your 0.32 fib, and it's saying the measured move is about 405. Well, we hit 4 on the dot today. So we could see a massive relief rally at some point soon. And it's more than likely going to be gigantic, because if we take a look at the daily time frame, look how far away from the daily EMAs we are. We are now roughly 46% away from just daily EMA 12. So it's been absolutely brutal. If we just take a look over the last couple of weeks, MSOS down 50%. And then there's individual names like TCNNF, TrueLeaf. If we just look from the high here on October 22nd, that was my brother's birthday. Today's my mom's birthday. It was down about 62%. So it's been absolutely brutal. We had a massive bounce though. And then here we are getting back down to those lows. And a lot of names are hitting all-time lows. I actually added CureLeaf today, and it's at an all-time low. I'll bring it up here on the OTC CURLF. And you can see it's at an all-time low. So right now, my biggest focus is adding CureLeaf at $1.66 USD. This is nuts. If we just go back to previous all-time highs eventually, and again, unless you think CureLeaf's just going to cease to exist, which I very much don't I think there will be like less than a 1% chance of that happening. That's about a 10x just to the all-time highs, right? So you could see massive upside with a name like CureLeaf, and it's the biggest company in terms of market cap. And I think this is an absolute steal. Again, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but I've been buying, and I bought again today, and I'll maybe look to add a couple more times, 1 or 2 more times on CureLeaf, as these are price levels that I can't refuse. But yeah, MSOS not looking good at all. We had a MACD stochastic bear cross on the weekly time frame. We're back below all of our weekly moving averages. The daily time frame, we did have a death cross, and it's just been continuing the downward pressure. We could see a golden cross over the next couple of weeks potentially. So we'll see what happens if the Trump administration, the president-elect and his new administration, if we see some people that get appointed that are pro-MJ, if we start to see rhetoric come out, if they start talking about it more, which I think they very much could, it wouldn't take long to send this sector flying. We don't even really need any news really to see a massive bounce, right? Look what happened on TCNNF. There was no news, but we bounced 51% off of the low just in a couple of days. If that happened on any regular day, if we bounced 50%, people would be like, oh my God, what's the news? What happened? But the news was Florida didn't pass Amendment 3. And then we crashed. And then because we crashed so hard, we seen such a big bounce, right? So over 50% bounce in just a few days. So, there's going to be a lot of volatility, and you can't enter crypto, you can't enter MJ without knowing the risks of the massive volatility. And again, I don't think this is something that people would even think was possible before today. In just a few days, losing 60% of your investment, it's hard to stomach. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of people that just quit, that likely won't come back to the market. And that's probably, the worst thing for me to think about is, all these people that are just going to get absolutely destroyed and not come back. And to me, I don't think the industry is worse than it was a week ago. I think it's better in every imaginable way. It's been over exaggerated. We had a multitude of things, right? We had Florida not passing. We had the Dems losing. They wanted to legalize it recreationally. We had bad earnings, and we had profit taking right into the Florida vote and traders looking to unload. So it was just a triple whammy, really. It was even more than that, and it's just been brutal. So we have to remind ourselves that this is very common. These 80 to 90% pullbacks, 60, 70% pullbacks. Like I said, this is definitely one of the worst. Right there was C19, but I just try not to even let it bother me anymore. I'm numb to it. I don't get emotional. Like I've seen a lot of angry people today, a lot of, just frustrated people. People were very like super, super just down in the dumps, man, like sad. I wish I could, I wish I could do something to, kind of make everybody chill a little bit and give them a little bit more reassurance. So hopefully, some part of this video gave you a little bit of extra reassurance that the sector is still alive and well, right? Like we have major reform coming. We had both presidential candidates talking about how great it is. So, at the end of the day, we're much further along than many kind of think at the moment. And I know it's brutal. It's not easy to stomach these massive corrections, but we have to remember that this isn't going to be the last time that it happens. We're going to continue to see it. And, just me being through crypto and electric vehicles and all these 80 to 90% pullbacks in these new upcoming, burgeoning industries, disruptive industries, it's going to happen again. And, at the end of the day, we just have to be a little bit more patient. And, for me, I'm looking at my TFSA. I'm going to get an extra 7,000 come January 1st. A lot of that is probably going to be dedicated to more beaten down MJ. And then, like I said, I'm going to be looking to rotate out of my crypto and then take a lot of profit because, like I said, we have crypto going absolutely haywire here now. And then we should see alt season over the next couple of months. And then once crypto enters a bear market, I'll be taking profits from my altcoins and then rotating them more into more beaten down MJ. So, like I said, that's going to be my game plan. Obviously having cash on the sidelines is a big thing to remember and to have whenever we're pulling back 80, 90%, 60, 70% in just a few days. So, again, I'm almost out of words today. I try not to get too caught up in the day to day, and it's hard not to today. It was definitely a rough day because I know that when, I know I'm going to be okay, and I know the sector's going to be okay. But when I see that we're down another 38% today on MSOX, there's just a lot of people that are getting, mentally drained from this and emotionally drained, and it's not healthy. So again, let's take a minute and remember all of the positive things. It's only money, and take a moment and realize how lucky we are, privileged we are, and take a minute to remember those who fought and lost their lives and fought in battle to protect our freedoms. So hopefully, we get a relief rally soon. I think it's going to be a massive one and kind of get everybody back to square one and put everybody's emotions at ease. But yeah, a day like today is not easy. And if you're still sticking around, I commend you for that because, like I said, it's not easy. And, this sector isn't going anywhere. We're still very much alive. And well, this sector is more bullish today than it has ever been, in my opinion. It's just the share prices are not reflecting that, but soon it will. We just have to be patient for a little bit longer. If it's going to be a few months, a couple years, who knows? I think it's a lot sooner than most people think. Like, I think we're probably going to top out in crypto early 2025, mid 2025 at the latest. And then we'll see MJ start to recover and go on to become one of the best performing, if not the best performing sector. So we just have to be patient. It's all cyclical. We're just in a massive bear cycle at the moment, and shorts and these shorts are just making a killing. And unfortunately, the sector's just being held back. But eventually there'll come a time where that is not the case, and we will see prices escape like you wouldn't believe. Look what crypto's doing. Look what Trump did for crypto. Once he starts talking about MJ, watch out. All right, going in it there. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.